Good evening, my friends. This is JB, also known as Dr. Bryant, and here to say hi and wish you a wonderful Wednesday. Um, Today, I'm going to do something a little different. Normally, when I post a video, it's regarding some new dance routines that I'm doing, or just a new workout, a workout mix that you guys can get down to. I've decided to put on my doctor hat today and give a little bit of perspective on the vaccination of COVID and just what it's like practicing medicine during a global pandemic. I started I started practicing on my own in October of 2019, and things were going well. And then, no big problems were occurring, and then spring happened, and then we were in a global pandemic. So we've been practicing medicine for about a year during during the time where COVID came about, and I feel as though there's some things that I've learned a bunch of, and some things that I feel like I can help people understand. Regarding the vaccination, I still think it is a very good idea for people to talk to their doctors about it. And really, the only way that we get herd immunity or get over this pandemic is if we all work together and get vaccinated. That's how we got rid of things like measles, mumps, rubella. That's how why you don't hear about polio anymore. It's these vaccinations and people getting herd immunity. When I talk to my patients about their hesitations with the COVID vaccination, they typically tell me three things, or one of three things. They're concerned about what's inside of it. They're concerned that it came about a little too fast, and then we're unsure of the long-term effects of them. So in regards to what's actually inside the COVID vaccinations, whether it's the Moderna, the Pfizer, or the Johnson and Johnson, I want to assure you guys that none of these ingredients are like carcinogenic. None of them go into your DNA. These ingredients are actually really, really minimal. There's one active ingredient, which is either the mRNA, which is used for the Moderna or the Pfizer, or the actual protein for the spike protein of COVID, which is used in the Johnson and Johnson. But other than that, a lot of it's just preservative and some lipids and cholesterols that is used to just kind of transfer the actual active ingredient so it doesn't disintegrate. Really, it's very, very minimal. There's probably, I could argue that there are more ingredients inside of like hair dye or certain foods or certain like packaging things that people use on the daily. So that if you're worried about the ingredients, I really wouldn't worry too much about it. There's not that many. Some people are concerned that there were steps that were skipped because the vaccine came about so fast. Typically, vaccines take years to develop. That being said, the COVID vaccine had a bit of a head start. It was actually founded on some research from other vaccines that were already in development. So even though it did come about pretty fast, it's a little bit ahead of its game. Also, technology develops over time, and I'd have to say that we've gotten better at preventing certain things. I don't know how the world would have responded to COVID a couple of decades ago, probably not too well. But I assure you that there were no steps skipped. It passed all the phases where it was supposed to be safe for the public. Do we have an FDA approved vaccination for COVID? No. But these vaccinations have been given the emergency approval by the FDA. So they are safe. They are safe to use. Lastly, and I think this is the biggest one, the biggest reservation that people have in regards to the COVID vaccine is that they're unsure of the long-term effects. Do we know what down the road if this could cause some, I don't know, second head developing or a third arm developing? No, we don't know what could happen down the road in regards to that. That being said, after practicing medicine during this global pandemic, I can say that the long-term effects of the actual virus itself are most likely a lot worse than anything the vaccine could do. I've been seeing people who have been getting still not quite there yet, back to 100% after their COVID infection, and this is months down the road. Just from what I've discussed with my patients in my clinic, the long-term effects of COVID can last so long, and they're very, very general. I actually wrote down bunch of them off the top of my head, and I'm sure there's many, many more symptoms that could occur, but these were just some things I wanted to wanted to make sure people were aware of. This is what happens after a COVID infection months down the line. Anything like this can occur. So I'll just start. Extreme fatigue, swelling, pleural edema, which is fluid in your lungs, a loss of taste and smell, chronic aches and pains, nausea, vomiting, upset stomach, diarrhea, abdominal bloating, belly pain, shortness of breath, chest pain, heart palpitations, anxiety, depression, blisters, rashes, blood clots, decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, weakness, decreased attention, increased blood pressure, and there's this COVID brain fog that occurs where you just don't feel like you're there. You just don't feel like you're there. Like you're there, but you're not there, and you can't really focus at your job. I have patients who were doing fine and never had any lung abnormalities whatsoever who are on supplemental oxygen. This thing ain't no joke. It's not, and it's not something to be messed with. We have a solution now. We do. These vaccines, they're solutions. They're actual things that we can do to prevent this from spreading and from keep ourselves safe. So if you're hesitant to get it, I strongly encourage you to talk to your primary care physician. Talk to some of your friends who've gotten it. I've gotten the Moderna, and the first shot wasn't too bad. The second shot was a bit of a doozy. I won't lie. I felt pretty tired and stiff for a day, but afterwards I felt a lot better. Everybody's different, but I would strongly recommend you talk to your doctor about it. We have a solution, and there is hope. We have something that could really change things up. And if you have any questions for me, feel free to send me a message. If you need more clarification or if I didn't explain something well, please just let me know. I want to help, and I want to keep my patients safe, and I want to keep my community safe. So that's all. I know that wasn't much of a dance. I'll give you a little bit. How about that? So I don't know. I'll be posting more videos soon in regards to some new routines. But in the meantime, thanks for listening. Again, message me if you have any questions. Love you. Keep on shining.